Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé. Let's watch.
We've been living in this house for a long time together. This is my life. This has been my life. And now I have to go back to America, back to nothing again? This is ridiculous. I can't keep doing this. I'm ruining my life, basically. You know that? You promised me we were going to get married this time. I wouldn't have came back.
Right. This is a broken record at this point. I don't know how many times they've been through this process where he has promised that they would get married, and she comes out and they don't get married because of he either can't because he's married and lying about that, or he's terrified of his parents or the legal system. And now he's under a lot of pressure. I don't think anyone believes that Sumit is some kind of snake in the grass. I think that we all understand that he would marry Jenny if there weren't the barriers. But for Jenny, I think she's getting fed up because she's like, look, I now have to leave the country because my visa is up, or we can get married and I can stay. And you're telling me that you don't want to get married because of worries of your in-laws or your parents or the system or something harming us. And but it sounds like Jenny is willing to take that chance. Now, I don't know if I don't know if she fully understands the consequences, or maybe the consequences don't really affect her. I don't know. But yeah, the situation is unfair to Jenny and Sumit. They should be able to get married. They should be able to, be in a relationship. Why are all these other systems in place? And people have emailed in, because I remember when I was watching last season saying, I don't understand it. It's not my culture. In Seattle, we would never do this to people, or, well, we would stigmatize them, but we would never prevent them and threaten them, or it wouldn't be very common. It wouldn't be mainstream culture. It would be mainstream culture to talk bad about them behind their back, or not invite them to parties anymore, or to, unfriend someone. But you wouldn't actively threaten them with financial and physical ruin, and legal ruin, the way that they have been. And people have commented and said, look, it's just, the way our culture is it's very important to conform. It's very important to live by certain societal rules. Otherwise, bad things will happen. And maybe the rules get over applied sometimes, but it's important for harmony. It's important for family cohesion. And yeah, and I absolutely can understand that, but it just seems like by now that I just wish that the system and the family would just say, okay, you know what? You've proven years and years that you want to be in this relationship, and I don't want you to do this, but I don't see any other alternative than to just say, I support it, or at least I'll allow it. Or anyway, so I feel bad for these two. And I feel like it's just this tragedy that would just end if the system and the family just said, okay.
Now I have to leave the country.
It's something I cannot change the situation.
You can change the situation.
How can I?
If we get married. I came here to marry you so I would never have to leave India again.
But do you know the situation or not?
So, yeah, I think it's a tough situation for everyone. But for Sumit, he has proven himself to claim that he wants to get married when he doesn't really want to. And I'm reminded now of watching several seasons of these two, or several episodes. And my hypothesis about Sumit is that he, when he's in a difficult situation, as a lot of us do, he goes into denial. Because I think what he's motivated by is he wants to be with Jenny. He doesn't necessarily care about if it's official marriage or what, but he wants to be with her. He wants to live with her. He wants to spend time with her. And he also wants to please his family. Obviously, he wants his parents' acceptance and his societal acceptance. And so he feels like, in this way that isn't very rational, that he can have both by having Jenny live with him in India but not get married, when in reality he's going to lose everything. So I think that Jenny is probably getting really tired of dealing with this denial that he goes into.
And I'll come back and let's get married.
Okay, Jenny, but this time you witnessed everything.
Okay, it's always because of your parents, though. It's always because of your parents every time. First time, second time, third time. Always. I'm going to leave and go back to America, and I'm not going to come back.
Right. So I understand, and I think Jenny does too, Sumit's position that he's in, that there's a lot of outside pressure against him getting married, but he will also say to Jenny, yes, let's get married, particularly when she's in the States. So which is it? Is he willing to take the leap and incur the consequences from his family and from society? When she's in the States, he's like, yes, yes, yes. When she makes it to India, he's like, no, 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 I can't risk those consequences. So which is it? And I think that's the crazy making situation for Jenny.
You said you are okay with that. Okay, this is the way we need to do, then we will do. And now you are saying that why and how and everything.
Why would I come back for the fourth time? Why? For what? For what? I can't stay in the country.
Yeah, she's starting to lose it, which I understand. I mean, it has been years and years. I think it's been like 10 years of this. And she is on the brink of being kicked out of the country, going back to the States to, what? She doesn't have a home, she doesn't have a car, she doesn't have a job. And then she's probably thinking, okay, and then he's going to convince me once again to come out again, and he's going to promise to get married again, but we're going to be right back where we started. So we're in this holding pattern that we've been in for years and years and years. So, I get her frustration. Okay, so if I were Sumit, I might say something, so he'd have to really face the facts. And he'd because there's a Y in the road. There's choice one or choice two. Get married now and face the consequences, or or say to Jenny, I don't want to face the consequences. I'm really sorry. I don't want to do that right now. And I don't know if I ever do. And I think I just want to be with you and not be officially married, because if I get officially married, all these bad things will happen, but I want to be with you. I love you. Let's try to figure out some other way. Maybe we can live in another country. Maybe I can come to the States, or something like that. I don't know, but sometimes when he enters this mode, I think he just kind of shuts down and keeps saying the same things, like, you don't understand my parents. And of course, that's going to aggravate Jenny, and it has.
I'm not going to keep coming back and leaving every damn 6 months. I'm not going to keep doing it. You're not going to keep telling me you're going to marry me. You're not. That's it.
Wow. I mean, I get the anger. I understand it. Kicking of the chair is a little extreme, but I mean, just think of the years and years of frustration and the abuse that she's incurred from his parents, and just all of the pressure, and living in another country and trying to survive, and just being so close to the finish line and prevent it. Yeah, I understand her frustration for sure.
I'm done with all this crap. You, Sumit. Never listening to you again. Booking my flight and I'm leaving.
All right, so she's upset right now, and maybe she'll change her mind, but at least at this point she's saying, I'm leaving. I mean, you're saying you're not going to marry me because you don't want to incur the consequences. That's not what you were saying before, but okay. And the country's kicking me out unless we get married, so I guess I'm leaving. And I guess that's the end of our relationship, because why would I come back when you've said that so many times? I mean, you said you were going to marry me while you were married. So I'm, this is too much. I get it. All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself, because you deserve it. You really, really do.